classroom, along with all the kids. And then I also do a conference in the fall called Open Minds, Open Doors, which happens here also on campus for middle school girls. And then this is just super exciting. I am so excited about this Young Writers Conference. My dad spent years running Young Writers Conferences in the Quad Cities, first at Mary Crest College when that was around, and now at St. Ambrose, where he's in a similar position to Sarah, so I'm familiar with what you all are doing just through him. But writing's always been really important to me. I'm not a teacher by trade, but my dad taught me the love of writing, and so it's kind of like a little dream come true to have this event come to be. So, and I'm even more excited to have you guys a part of it because, you know, you think, oh yeah, I'd love to do that, and then you go, how the heck am I going to do that? So just the way this all has come together is quite exciting, and to know that you're going to be there. I'm a huge proponent of service learning, you know, giving to others, learning by doing, all of that, and I just see this as just that all coming together, so I'm super excited. All right, so I've given you 4 different things, and I think what we'll do first is, let's look at the schedule of events here. This just gives you just an overall 1-page picture of what's happening. The event is fairly short, it happens just in the morning. We're going to start with a welcome at 9 o'clock, and the majority of that welcome is going to be a performance by the Kennedy High School Improv Group, because I want to just share that there are different ways to bring writing to life. So they'll be here for that, and they're quite entertaining. And then we go into 3 different rotation sessions, 9:30 to 10:15, 10:20 to 11:05, and 11:10 to 11:55. And you can see, as a part of each of those rotations, there's a workshop, there's a sharing session, there's an author session with Dory Hillstead Butler, and then there are also some concurrent teacher learning sessions for those who are chaperoning kids and bringing them to campus. And then we close at the end from 12 to 12:15. The kids leave before they eat lunch, so it's pretty simple. So that's overall. And as you can see here, there are some funny names. There are a lot of character names you'll notice here. And that's how I've decided to divide up the groups. So there'll be a group that's the Amelia Bedelia group, and a group that's the Nuffle Bunny group, and a Max and Ruby group. And so just kind of keeping with that literary type of theme. So let's look at the group leader responsibility sheet, and then we'll kind of lay it all out on that next piece. So for you guys, what I'm picturing is that you would arrive, or you live here probably, between 8 and 8:15, and I'm going to set up shop, so to speak, in Marquis 105. That'll be kind of the Young Writers Conference office. The author who's coming, Dory Hillstead Butler, will be there signing books that kids have ordered in advance. So that will be going on. I'll be setting up a check-in table for the schools when they arrive. But when you guys get there, you'll want to grab a name tag, and then I've also got t-shirts for you too. So you'll want to get those 2 things. If anyone can come just a little bit earlier, I may have you just run to the rooms that we're using in Hickok and Marquis just to make sure they're unlocked, and like the podiums are unlocked, so that the presenters who are coming in don't have to fumble around with that. So that would be great. And I don't need to know who's coming, just if you show up, I'll put you to work. Then when the school groups start to come, you know, just kind of be there to greet them. You guys will be the official ones, so to speak, in your t-shirts, so that'll attract their attention right away. So just, you know, hey, how's it going? And maybe help school groups find a seat. We're going to be in DK Auditorium, just over there in Marquis. It's a group of about 170 kids that are coming, 163, something around there. So I thought that's a nice, small, you know, intimate type of space that we could use as opposed to going into Sinclair or something. And I guess I did put a little note there too. If some of our presenters haven't found their rooms, I might, you know, say, hey, would you mind taking them over here to do that? Then we'll have our opening session. That's with the performance by the improv group. And then right at the end of that, from about 9:25 to 9:30, I'll want all of you in the auditorium so that I can introduce each of you, and we can divide the students up with you. They're all getting name tags that will have the name of their group on them. It won't have your first name, but it'll have the name of the group. So you'll be referred to as the Nuffle Bunny group. So at that point, you'll get your kids, and some of the kids, very few of them, have a green dot on their name tag, and that just means that they didn't give permission to have any photos photos taken or video. And we will have someone from Grantwood AEA here doing some of that. So just kind of be aware of that if you have any kids with a green dot. Some kids have like minor health stuff, like I think I have one diabetic and I have a few asthmatics. Nothing too crazy, but do you want a list of those? Do you want that information in the end? Okay, just, I didn't want to give you too much, but if that would be helpful, I would certainly do that. So then you'll be leading them through the rotations. We'll talk about the group assignment sheet in just a second, but there will be a snack between rotation 1 and rotation 2. If weather is great, we'll just set it outside. If not, it'll be inside Hickok Hall right there in the lobby. I'm not sure what it's going to be yet. I'm working on a donation through General Mills. If that doesn't come through, then it'll be muffins or cookies or something through the dining center here. So just watch for that because you'll have hungry kids. When you go through the workshop session and the author session with Dory Nielstead Butler, you may be asked to help out just a little bit. These guys will tell you for sure, but just kind of be ready. You know, some students might need help or the presenter might need help. And then, of course, you'll be leading the sharing session, and we'll get to that in just a minute too. Then at 11:55, you bring your kids back to DK Auditorium. You could sit as your group, or you could sit, you would seat them with their teacher who brought them. Just kind of, I'll let you kind of, however the spirit moves you at that point, you guys can do that. And then we have a really quick closing session. We're going to read a book. I don't know if you've heard of the book, The Dot. I forgot to bring it with me again. I keep telling Arlene I'll bring it to her, and I keep forgetting. But it's a really cute book about how your mark, you know, if you're making a picture or something, just because it's not the perfect picture, it doesn't mean it's not perfect. You know, it's your thing, it's your mark that you've made in the world. And so it's a really cute book. It gives me chills just talking about it. Then I put my phone number on there too. I'll have my cell phone with me the whole morning, and if anything comes up, just give me a call. You know, some kid goes to the bathroom and they don't come out. Whatever it is, you're having some kind of difficulty, just let me know. So then let's look at the group assignment sheet. I think it's probably, now that I've given you a little bit of that basis, you can kind of see where you sit. You just find your name there in the leader column, and you figure out which group name you have, and then that spells out the rotation that you're going to go through. You started a workshop, and there's the workshop space, Hickok 201. You go to your sharing session, which is assigned Hickok 202, whoever you are. I'm reading Allie's right now. And then Allie's group will go to the author session last. And then the last column tells you how many kids you have in your group. So that's all that. And then the only other thing I gave you was the workshop descriptions. These are the various workshops. You're not going to all of them. You're taking your students to whatever one you were assigned. But that's just an FYI. But do you have any questions before they get into the sharing session kind of details? Pretty clear? Okay. And I think the only other thing that